Now, welcome back, guys, to the show. And if you have just joined us today, I am talking with fashion columnist Athina May, who's telling us about how we can look good with a low budget. Again, thank you for joining us. Oh my God, I appreciate you right now.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Now, as a fashion columnist, do you attend a lot of fashion shows? Do you read a lot of fashion magazines? What do you do? Do you go to fabric shops? What do you do? How do you invest in yourself?
Well, I'm a fashion junkie, I must say. As most women are, I love shopping, which doesn't help my budget. So I attend a lot of fashion. I do go to fashion shows. I haven't been to the last fashion show, the Mercedes-Benz fashion show. But the last I went to was the Queen's Plate.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a fashion show in a sense. I went there purely to scout out what everyone is doing and wearing. But yeah, it's not necessarily, it doesn't reflect well into everyday dressing. You know, when you're going to fashion shows, you can steal ideas, but the things we see on the fashion ramp is not, it doesn't correlate well into everyday dressing. So yeah, but I do it to stay abreast. And magazines as well, love my magazines just to see what's happening. But I normally find that with magazines, they have a dictatorial tone in their writing where they speak down to readers and tell you, this is in fashion, wear this. And I don't really appreciate that. So I try to steer clear of that when I do my own column.
Now, as a reader, what can I expect to get when I read your column?
You can expect to be chatting to a friend. I hope so. Yeah.
Now, okay, for I'm struggling to get this a fashion columnist. What do you actually like? How do I become part of this conversation? How do I have a visual of what you are saying, and how do you personalize it for everybody?
Yeah, well, this is something that a lot of people struggle with, but it's not as far-fetched. Like, if you'd read a blog, it's a personal perspective, and you'd read this person's experience of how they are trying on jeans that does not fit, and they're struggling to find the perfect jeans, and you somehow you relate to that. You think, oh, geez, I've got the same struggle. This person knows me, and that's how you connect with your reader. And also by giving them access to you, saying, this is my number, contact me if you have any questions. You don't want to preach to someone, give them advice, and then they are clueless about how to incorporate that into their own lives. You need to be available to them.
Now, do you focus on a specific body type, or is it just for all women, all figures?
All women, all figures, because we come in all different shapes and sizes. I normally fluctuate in size as well, which is difficult to maintain because normally you'd go up and you'd have to buy a entirely new wardrobe. So, but I do focus on all sizes, even though I think a lot of, especially in today's world, a lot of the things that everyone wears or which isn't trending, it's quite forgiving on all shapes normally.
All right.
Yeah, we've broken the boundaries where we say this is for a larger woman and this is for a smaller woman. It's kind of more fluid. It's more fluid, yeah.
Now, speaking of trends, how important is it for one to follow trends?
It depends on what your personality is, because we as humans, we have this innate need to jump on the bandwagon and say, okay, this is popular, everyone's wearing this, I need to get that. So we have this need to follow trends, but it's really not important to follow trends. I mean, you can get accessories that will allow you to incorporate that trend into your look, but it's important to have a basic look, to have your own basic fashion wardrobe, which is you and which you feel comfortable in and which you'll be wearing more than one season. So as seasons go by, you'll say, okay, this is the look I'm going to be wearing because this is me.
And you know what? There's a thing that we, as women, we tend to get our confidence or egos bruised down because we're like, okay, this trend happening right now is focusing on your size 2, on your, what always sells out there, it's always your size, whatever's, and you really want to get into it. How do you then say, okay, this is what's trending, and it's how it's sold, it's for your size 32s, your 28s, but you are size 36. Yeah. However, this is how you can make it your own.
Yeah. It is a little bit difficult because even though, there is a change in the media sphere about who can wear what, shops haven't they haven't reached that level yet where they are incorporating the smaller type of outfits for bigger women. So it is difficult for someone of a bigger size to find something that's trending. But you can always access online. You know, I think that's where we have to go to. And it's a shame that you have to go to, you can't just go to your local, you know, Mr. Price or your local Woolies, because you would find things that are size appropriate. You know, so you could go to like your Zando, your Runway online store. They have those trends. It is difficult for bigger women.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
maybe that's more socially acceptable, but yeah.
Okay, now for one who's watching at home, I know you're probably wondering, with what you've just said as well about players figure women, but I find that when one has got their own sense of style, they then rock it. But we have this perception of thinking that we need to have money to afford and have that our own personal styles.
Yes.
Can you quickly again do a recap on what you just said about the budget?
Okay, well, I think don't spend money on items that are just fleeting, items that will last a season. Spend money on things that are investments, such as your jeans, your denim jackets, your coats, and make, you know, you got the trending coats, like the athletic wear type of coats, the bomber jacket. Those are trending, but rather invest in a solid long length coat. If it's molten or wool, you know, it's something that's going to last you a couple of years. Those are your investment pieces. But you don't necessarily have to break the bank on those. You can go to vintage stores, go to second-hand stores, your St. Anne's or your Salvation Army stores. Try and find them second-hand, because a lot of the time, I find, this is what I always tell people, someone else may have already invested in something for you. And they may decide, but I don't want this any longer. Well, this is when we come in. We snatch that.
Do you communicate this on your column?
Yes, I do, yeah.
And how has the response been?
People have appreciated that, because it's honest fashion, you know? I'm not hiding behind the facade of being exclusive or being on a different level to my reader. I am your ordinary person. I am like you, trying to find a good budget, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? We want to look good and still not break our bank accounts. And I know you are loving this. But we are talking more with Athina May after the ad.